All right, welcome to Chair Yoga, and today's class we're going to work on waking the body up through some simple stretches, some simple work, and of course our breathing. Breathing such an important part of keeping our nervous system alert. So depending on the way we breathe, can make our nervous system very tired, or it can make it more alert and spacious. So start by coming to the edge of your chair, getting the feet nice and grounded. And we'll start with a little bit of movement to start with. So we'll start with some soft circles around the hips, letting the torso come forward, out to the side and back. One of the most important ways to bring energy into the body through breathing is by breathing in through the nose. So as you move, be conscious of breathing in through the nose. And if possible, out through the nose. Whether we breathe out through the mouth or nose isn't as important, but breathing in through the nose, very important. Very good for us. The next time you come upright, pause for a moment and take 3 slow, gentle breaths in through the nose. And notice we don't have to breathe deeply if we're breathing slowly and gently. The depth will come naturally without forcing. It's quite a miraculous discovery to realize you can breathe deeply without forcing the breath in, simply by breathing gently and slowly. The breath will fill up on its own accord. On the next exhale, gently rotate the torso the other way. And of course, our breathing work is something we can take off the mat, something we don't want to just leave in our yoga class. That's why in many ways it's good to do it in chair yoga, because we sit a lot. So whenever we sit a lot, it might remind us to breathe consciously. And then come to upright and take 3 slow, gentle breaths in through the nose, letting the depth and the deepness of the breath come in its own way. Then the next way to help us energize the body is through one of the most famous energizing shapes in yoga called the back bend. So for our back bend today, we're simply going to take the hands behind the back and grab the back of the chair. And there's our back bend. Shoulder blades squeeze. You can even lift the chin up here to create a little more spinal extension. And this starts to stretch open the front of the body, expanding the chest, taking away the tightness that we develop through the day when the head comes forward. Let's take 3 slow, gentle breaths here. And notice what it's like to breathe in a back bend. Sometimes in a back bend, we inhale more deeply. And then gently release, relax, and keep the posture as the head stays above the shoulders, using all that stretch we've created in the chest. Now for the next one, we're going to do a lateral expansion of the rib cage to make more room for the lungs in the rib cage. So open the feet a little wider. I like to call this sumo squat. So you get a nice stretch in the ribs here. And we're going to lean to the left a little bit, lean to the left. If you can even put your elbow on your thigh. And you'll notice my left ear is coming down towards my left shoulder. So I'm lengthening through the right rib cage. You can even rub your right hand up and down the rib cage just to feel how more area you've created by opening up that side of the body. And then let the right hand dangle for a moment. So you can see my right shoulder is dropping away from my right ear. If this gets too much a torsion, you can come up a little taller and straighten the arm and lean a little less vigorously. Take the right hand and tap the back of the head for 1, and then lower it down. So each time we raise the hand, we stretch out through that side of the rib cage, creating more space. 2, it's a dynamic stretch. 3 more. 2 more. Come up at any time it's too much. Now, this time I'm going to hold that stretch for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Now, if you like to take it a little further, you can, and reach your hand over into that half moon shape for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand back. Slowly come up. Close the eyes. And the right side of the rib cage should be stretched. Should be feeling a lot of sensation. Three slow, gentle breaths. And notice how deep they are after that stretch. Let's try the other side. Leaning to the right, head to the right, right arm dangles. We're leaning, the left arm dangles. So just giving the left side of the body time to stretch open before we move. Noticing the breath here. Sometimes it's a little hard to breathe when we contract one side of the ribs. So we have to take a little more effort to breathe in. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that effort strengthens the muscles that help us breathe. Now we're going to start the head taps. Reach that left arm up, tap the back of the head and back for 1, 2. And I notice that I'm breathing in as I lift my hand. 3. You can always do more or less head taps. 4. Five and hold. And come into your rainbow if you like, reaching over. And then slowly bring the hand back. Start to come up slowly, slowly, slowly. Maybe close the eyes here and feel your posture, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and feel how much you've opened up the front body, the side body. And then bring the feet back to neutral. So we're going to do what's called some activation breathing. So activation breathing is something I do every day. I wake up and I do these active breaths just to get my lungs going for the day. And it is a more vigorous breath. And it does require a little bit of breath retention or holding the breath for a little bit. So let's give it a go and just see how you feel. Let me demonstrate first. So I'm going to inhale about 5 or 6 times, small breaths, gradually getting my lungs deeper and deeper, more and more deeply filled until I'm full up. Then I'm going to hold my breath. And then I'm going to exhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to round my back and pull my navel in and hold the breath out. So it goes something like this. Inhale, 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 inhale a little bit more, hold the breath, and then exhale. As I exhale, I round. I'm going to exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath out. And then very slowly come up, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose again. So I do 2 or 3 of those every day in the morning just to get going. Let's try it again. Inhale, 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 inhale a little bit more, hold the breath. And then exhale, round the back, round the body, drop the head, pull the navel in, hold the breath out, and then slowly come up. Never overdoing it. We'll do one more. Inhale, 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 inhale and hold. Exhale, release. And then slowly come up, breathing in through the nose. And just sit there and notice what it does for your energy level when you do breaths like that. For me, it activates my energy. I feel more energized. So it's a great way to start the day, or even do it when I'm feeling lethargic. So we're going to do some interesting breath work today. Hopefully you'll like it. All right, the next breathing we're going to do is breathing under pressure. I call it breathing under pressure by taking the right hand back behind you so the right shoulder comes. So we twist to the right. Left hand crosses over the midline of the body into a twist. And you'll notice straight away it's more challenging to breathe because all the muscles around the abdomen and the diaphragm are twisting. So those muscles aren't used to being twisting while we breathe, so they find it a little more challenging to breathe. So again, the rule of thumb here is to breathe gently and slowly so that you can breathe deeply, not forcing the breath. Breathing under pressure. when my mind is busy, this is one of my favorite shapes to come into, because there's so much going on that the mind starts to let go of its narrative. Now, if you like, while you keep breathing in this twisted shape to the right, slowly turn the head to the left, relaxing the left shoulder. So the neck twists in the opposite direction. And that also closes the airway a little bit, so it makes it a little more challenging to breathe. So breathe slowly and gently under pressure. And of course, this is one of those things we need to be able to do not just when we're doing yoga, because we're always under pressure when the mind gets busy. See, I knew it was in there, a little bit of sighing trapped in my belly. So every now and then, if you like to, you can sigh. Bring the head back to neutral. Release the hands. And we'll take 3 slow, gentle breaths here in normal position, but feel how the body and the sensations remain even though you've untwisted. Now I'm finding that my breathing is much more natural right now, much easier to breathe, not under pressure. And then taking the left hand, we'll twist to the other direction. Holding the chair, left shoulder back, right hand crosses. And once again, take some time to come back to the breathing, slowing the breath down, breathing in through the nose, of course, and giving time for the body and the breath to relax. So even though we're increasing energy in this way, we're also finding ways to do it in a relaxed, effortless way. Slowly turn the head right, relaxing the right shoulder. And as I breathe, I can feel the belly move. It moves up into the ribs and the chest. And sometimes the breath gets so deep it lifts the collarbones, almost like I'm sitting up taller. Exhale the head to neutral, relax the arms. And breathe without any pressure. Let's grab the knees and do some hip circles. Or torso circles, I guess. Try doing 3 one direction, and then 3 in the other direction. And we're going to work on the hips a little bit. My feeling is a lot of our inertia or losing energy when we sit at the chair is because the hips don't get to move. So we're going to simply start with the hip opening. The left leg comes out about 90 degrees and then comes back. And then we transfer to the right side, comes out and back. Now, if you look carefully at my legs, you'll notice my knee is 90 degrees above the ankle, so it's not in, it's not out. I get the foot nice and flat on the ground. And this is just moving the hip. Rotating the hip left and right. Now the next time we open to the left, we're going to prepare ourselves for the Warrior Two stretch. If you're on a tall chair and your foot doesn't quite reach the ground, heel is lifted, place a block underneath it. Now heel toe the right leg to the right as much as you can. And that's going to stretch that inner thigh. Keep the torso rotated a little bit towards the front of the chair, and just notice as you rotate, the torso is nice and open, so it should be easy to breathe. Feel the stretch, make sure it's a delicious discomfort, not too much pain here. Adjust, because we're going to be here for a little bit, and we're simply going to work with the arms here. Float the arms out parallel to the ground. Look to the left and just check that left arm. And then hug yourself. So bring the left arm underneath the right arm and just hug yourself. Try that again. Inhale, Warrior Two, look to the left. Exhale, hug yourself, same elbow, left elbow underneath, pull the shoulders down. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, hug yourself. Now this time, try to bring the hands together, keeping the elbows locked. Come into your Eagle Warrior. If your hands don't reach each other, what I recommend is grabbing a strap in the top hand, the right hand, and holding the strap with both hands. And that's going to give a big stretch into the back of the body, closing the front of the body down. So it's important when you close the front of the body down to get air into the lungs. And imagine you're breathing in through the back this time, not through the front. Fill up, exhale, release. So we're expanding the back of the body, and the lungs can continue to function. Exhale, slowly release those hands into Warrior Two. Drop the hands to the thighs. Relax the thighs. Bring the feet back together at the front of the mat. Palms face up on the thighs. Find your head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And let's do 3 slow, gentle breaths that will find the depth. Sometimes this is called the LSD breath. Long, slow, deep. Now, as much as I feel more energy in the body, I also feel very relaxed after that. So that's the, I'm going to call it a paradox, where we're energizing the body, but somehow we feel more even, more relaxed, less stressed out. Isn't that interesting? All right, let's open that other side. Ground that front foot down and then heel toe the back foot down. And my back foot, it's important with the back foot that you try to have all parts of the foot on the ground. So if you find the pinky toe lifts up, I'm going to recommend you put a towel under it and push the pressure of the foot into the towel. Can you feel a stretch on that inner thigh? Yeah? Float the hands up. Look over that front hand. Now this time when we hug ourselves, hug the right elbow underneath, opposite elbow. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale, hug, right elbow underneath. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale, hug, keep the elbows locked. And I'll demonstrate what I mean if your hands can't reach each other. I've got a strap here. So my left, need that one there. So the strap is in my left hand. And then when I bring the hands together, if I can't reach the hands, I can hold both hands to the strap and work the bottom hand up. So that's an alternative. Imagine breathing into your back body. Long, slow, deep. And then slowly release the hug, warrior two. Dropping the hands, relaxing the legs, bringing the feet back in front of you. Palms face up, 3 gentle, slow breaths through the nose. All right, so we're going to do another interesting breath. This might be a lot of fun. You might not like it. It's up to you. And I'm going to recommend you have a tissue handy. I'm pretty lucky because I've already done this breath this morning, so I know my nostrils are going to be clear. Because sometimes in this breath, while it gives you a lot of energy, it's called mind clearing breath. So have you ever had that experience where your mind is really busy and you can't get rid of the thoughts? So this breath was designed to help clear the mind. Now it's a little challenging. It's called Kapalabhati breathing. Skull polishing breath. And it's akin to when you've ever had a little insect fly up your nose, and to get rid of it, you immediately go, you blow out the air through the nose, you keep the mouth closed, and you pull your belly in very quickly like this to excrete the air rapidly from the nose. Let's try it again. Even put your hands on the belly so you can feel how the belly pulls in as you do it. And with this particular breath, you sequence it with other breaths in a rapid fashion. You can go very fast, you can go moderately fast, or you can go slow. So we're going to start with slow. And to begin with, you take a breath in and begin. And notice, well, I do have a little bit of mucus up there, so I can feel I do need a tissue. And notice that the breath as it comes in is very natural. It's a natural rebound. You don't have to force the breath in. You're only forcing the breath out. Let's try that again with a few more exhales. We'll try and get 10 exhales. Inhale, begin. Now, at the end of those 10 breaths, we'll do the breath retention that we did earlier. Inhale, 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 inhale and hold the breath. Exhale, release. Round the back and pull the navel in. Hold the breath out. And then slowly come up. Now that's a little bit more advanced breathing, but it is a very powerful breath. Like I said, it's a great one to use when the mind is busy and you're trying to just get some clear thoughts. You do this powerful breathing technique. It takes a lot of strength in the abdominals and it builds abdominal strength. So it does strengthen those muscles and helps clear the mind. Shall we do one more round? And I'll do it a little faster. I'm going to do 20 rounds of Kapalabhati at a more rapid pace, but you might want to go slower. You might want to do less. And at the end, inhale, 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 hold the breath. Exhale, release, hold the breath out. All right, here we go. And begin. Inhale, 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 inhale and hold the breath. Exhale, release, round, pull the navel in. And then slowly come up. So we've done a variety of breathing techniques today. And I want you to particularly notice the impact on your energy. So that particular breath is meant to make you feel more alert, more awake. It can feel you can feel a little lightheaded after Kapalabhati. So if that's the case, you just sit and continue your slow, gentle breaths. And the final breath that we're going to work on today is alternate nostril breathing. And I'm going to sit a little closer so you can see me more clearly. The main focus is, I'll just adjust this. So we're going to use the right hand to start with. I'll use my left hand just to mirror so it looks like my right hand. And take the right thumb and simply put it under the right nostril. And once again, I'm going to come in nice and close so you can see that I'm not pinching the nose, I'm just resting the tip of the thumb right underneath the nostril. You see that? So it's a very gentle connection. That's very important. Not to pinch the nose. So you're breathing in through one nostril now, the left nostril. Now, sometimes one of our nostrils is a little more closed than the other. Just notice how this nostril feels. So you're breathing in half as much air because you've reduced it to one nostril. And keep using the principle of slow, gentle breaths. All right, let's try the other nostril. So I'm going to take the tip of my ring finger and put it under the left nostril. So I'm breathing in and out of the right nostril, and I'm folding my arms to rest the other arm that's doing the covering of the nostrils. It's starting to get a bit heavy, so I fold one arm underneath to support. Checking in with my right nostril. Now this morning when I woke up very early, I noticed that the right nostril was very occluded, very blocked. It was very hard to breathe out of this nostril. But if I breathe slowly enough and gently enough, I could still use it. And then here it is a few hours later, miraculously open. Now for those who've done alternate nostril breathing with me a lot, we're simply going to switch now. After each inhale, we switch to the other nostril. So inhale that right nostril, bring the thumb back under, exhale left nostril, inhale left. Bring the ring finger back under, exhale right. Inhale, switch. Exhale. Inhale, switch. And for those who want to do a little more advanced work here, as you exhale, make a humming sound. Switch and hum. Switch and hum. Humming is very good for calming the nervous system. And humming also introduces nitric oxide in more content to the air. Which helps dilate the blood vessels. One more breath. And then slowly relax the hands onto your lap, palm up. Notice what it's like to breathe through 2 nostrils. Gently, slowly, and yet with depth. Let's bring our hands together in gratitude for our breath. And for continuing on to breathe consciously through the day. Namaste. Thank you.